Since China has officially opened its borders as of a few months ago, I know many of you guys are really looking to study here. So in this video, I will teach you exactly how to apply for the CSC government scholarship and study in China for completely free. Over 50,000 international students study in China on a scholarship. The scholarships range from partial scholarships to a full ride scholarship that covers living expenses, tuition, and accommodation. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is DeAndre, and I'm currently studying on a full ride CSC government scholarship here in Shanghai, China. I currently am a master's international business student at Huadong Shifan Dashui, also known as East China Normal University. This is now my second time studying in Shanghai, China. Both times I studied on a full ride scholarship. However, the first time was through my undergraduate university. And when I studied here for one semester in an exchange program, I noticed that China gives out a lot of scholarships to international students or foreign students. And I was like, why not apply for my master's degree? And here I am. Okay, so I'm gonna break this into 5 different parts for the application process. Step 1, I would say, is research. Research is probably the most important step because you want to find a program that you're interested in and something that kind of aligns to what you're looking for studying in the future or for the next 4 years, 2 years, whatever the case is. Also, it's a bit of a hassle to transfer schools, especially on a scholarship. So I think it's best that you make the best decision that you could on the first try. Learn all about the school that you choose to apply for a scholarship for and go to that school. To do the research, you can use many different sources. You can use YouTube, which you're doing now watching this video. You can use Google. You can ask people who go to the schools, if you know them, some friends, family members, whatever the case is. But research can come in a bunch of different forms, but it's super important that you look up as much information as possible to get the best informed answer for yourself. I know a few of you guys reached out to me looking for answers on how to apply to the CSC scholarship, which is why I'm trying to make this video to help you guys better understand the application process. The best advice I can give you is to dwindle it down to 3 choices of your top schools. You can obviously only choose one school to apply to a scholarship for. Some people have told me you may be able to apply for more than one school at once, but I was only able to apply for one school. So I think it's best just to figure out the top 3, then go down and choose your top 1. After you find your top 3, I think that's where you can do a bit more extensive research, like things that are like your deal breakers or what's most important to you for when you apply to a school, such as like weather. A lot of people would rather be in warmer environments or cooler environments. So figuring out what city you would like to be in, figuring out the clubs that's at the school that you would like to be in or part of, just the academic work or what the school is specialized in, whether you're a business major, English major, teaching major, whatever the case is. One of the most important things is figuring out your what, the reason why you want to apply to school here. Like I said before, you can find schools that are specialized in a certain majors that you plan on attending, or if they have great facilities for that major, and then that can kind of push you in the right direction to figuring out the school that you would like to go to. After you figured out your top 3 or maybe even top 1 school that you plan on applying for, that will lead you into step 2. So step 2 is the CSC government scholarship application process. And that is the 3 types of government scholarships for CSC. The first one is type A, which would be through your embassy at your home country. Not all countries have this. I'm not even sure if they have this in the US, but I know that many Caribbean countries or even African countries do have this partnership with China through their embassies. So definitely take a look at your embassies to figure out if that's a possibility for you. The second one would be type B. Type B is a Chinese university scholarship directly through the school that you're applying to. So this would be the one that I'm on. I'm directly on a scholarship through Huadong Shifan Dashui here at ECNU. Third one would be type C. This is other sources. I'm not 100% sure about these scholarships. I know there's other ones such as like the Confucius Scholarship, etc., but I haven't really applied for those. But I do want you to know there's a lot of other options out there for you to apply just in case you don't get the ones, for example, the CSC government scholarship. After figuring out the type of scholarship you're going to apply for, the third step would be to make sure you meet the requirements. So there are different requirements for different schools, but you want to make sure you meet these requirements to give you a better chance at getting the CSC scholarship. Some requirements would be language requirements if your degree is in Chinese, the GMAT or SAT, whatever the case is, depending on the school that you go to. Another one would be like a motivational essay. I know I had to write one for my degree, so make sure you understand what they're looking for in their motivational essay if they do require one. It does take a lot of time and you do want to make the best essay possible, so definitely have a great backstory and have great writing capabilities so you can push your chances forward better and have an edge over your competitors. Okay, so this should bring you into step 4. Step 4 is about the application documents. There are a ton of application documents and forms that you need to fill out in order to apply for these scholarships. The first one obviously is the application documents. This would mainly be on the pages of the school that you're applying to, and they'll have all the information for you to fill out once you contact their supervisors or look for it on the pages that they have. Another thing would be your passport. These are some of the things that you can get done way ahead of time before you even apply for the school, because I know a lot of this stuff takes time. Another thing could be a medical exam. A medical exam is kind of like a physical, something that you have to do, I think, within 6 months of you applying to that program. So you can get that done a bit early. This is just obviously to make sure you're in good health, which you'll do another one once you come to China, but they also want to make sure you're in good health before you come. Another thing is your transcript. Whatever previous degree or university or whatever schooling you did beforehand, they would absolutely like a copy of that. Background check. This would be like your criminal record. You want to go to your police department or whatever local facilities that gives this out for you, just to make sure you have no criminal record before you come to China. Another thing for a lot of schools are 2 recommendation letters. These would be from professors from your previous schooling, previous university, previous high school, whatever the case is, but you want to make sure it's a really good quality recommendation. So make sure you have a great connection with that professor or teacher and have them make sure they really sit down and make you a great recommendation letter, because this can give you an edge when you're applying and make sure it seems as though you're a good candidate for this degree. Some people are currently still in school and are trying to apply as they directly graduate. So you would need, for some schools, a reference form. So this will let the school know that your expected graduation date is coming up soon, and then the school that you're currently attending can have that filled out and signed for you, so you could submit it to the university that you're applying to, so they know that you'll be expected to get the degree by this certain time. As I mentioned before, some of these things you can get done beforehand just to get out of the way to help you save some time on the application process, because a lot of government agencies, etc., do take a lot of time to process documents. Okay, so step 5 is the interview. I'm not sure if every single school does the interview, but I know most of them do. The interview would most likely either be from the board at the CSC government or from your school, and they would basically ask you a series of questions. I prepared for mine, but they didn't ask anything I prepared for, so I would say try to treat it as if you're getting hired for a position at a job. All of your experiences previously, just make sure you have those brushed up. Another thing that they possibly ask are a lot of questions surrounding the degree that you're applying for. So for example, if you're applying for a finance degree, they'll ask you a bunch of questions regarding the market or finance or anything that you know from previous finance experiences that you've had. Or they'll ask you questions about the future of finance or how the entire market is doing at the moment. So just be prepared for some questions surrounding your degree. Even if you're not 100% sure about a lot of these things or you haven't studied it yet, just try to get some background information and learn a bit about it before you do your interview. And the final step would be your acceptance. This would be the part where in your email you get an acceptance from your school or from the government letting you know that you've been accepted into the school with a certain scholarship that you have had. This does take a bit of time to get to your email, probably a few months depending on when you apply. Every school is different, I will note again, so you don't 100% know when it'll come, but you can definitely ask some of the coordinators at the school when you should expect this acceptance letter and when to look out in your email. Also, check your spam just in case it may come in through your spam because they are foreign email addresses, so that's another thing to keep a lookout for. Okay, so now that you have officially applied or understand how to apply, please go out and get a scholarship. There's a lot of scholarships out there for you. However, I want to give you some key notes before you do go apply. The first thing would be that if you know Chinese, you definitely have a greater chance of being awarded a scholarship. This is obviously because it's China. The main language here is Chinese, so most of the programs are in Chinese. They do have programs in English, such as the one I'm taking. However, it's not as abundant as the ones that are in Chinese. So if you do know some Chinese, or if you want to learn Chinese first, go do that and then apply for a scholarship so you can have a greater chance of entering a Chinese-based language program. I want to preface this by saying I'm doing a master's degree program, so applying for an undergraduate degree program may be a bit different than my process. However, overall it may be similar, so I just wanted to let you guys know. Don't expect it to be exactly 100% like my experience, but it can be very similar. Also, another thing is the process is absolutely different for each school. The process can also be different depending on which country you come from. I know many people who come here studying from other countries such as Africa or the Caribbean or Pakistan. Their application process was a lot different because they were able to apply through their embassy at their home country, or somebody came up to them as an interviewer and interviewed them on the spot. But mine was totally different. I went out and did it myself all through the website. So everybody's experience will be different. Also, there are language exchange programs that you can get a scholarship for. So rather than studying for an actual degree, for example, a major, you can go and apply for a language program, which you'll learn Chinese the entire time, but you can also get a scholarship where they cover tuition and accommodation while you're here as well. Another thing you can do is do an exchange program, something like I did. This was like a semester program, which you can do through high school or your university. You can definitely look to your school's coordinators and ask them if they have any exchange programs that you could study abroad here in China, and look for scholarships through them as well. But yeah, again, there are also so many other ways to apply for scholarships, whether it's through other sources, Confucius Scholarship, there's Chinese language competitions that you can get scholarships for. So there's a plethora of ways to apply for scholarships here in China. Just go out and research them. Definitely go on Google and type in a bunch of different researches, or watch some other YouTube videos as well. They may have more information or go more in depth than I have. So definitely keep doing your research and figure out which school or which option is the best for you. And that's about all I have for you guys today. If you guys are interested in learning more about China life, I have some previous videos up, or you can definitely subscribe and I'll be posting a lot more. I try my best to post every week. Sometimes I get a bit busy, so that's not always the case. However, I will continue to post videos. So if you guys are interested in learning about the Chinese experience or day-to-day life, I will continue to post vlogs as much as I could so you guys can see what it's actually like living here in China. But other than that, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and subscribe, give it a like, and let me know what other questions you have. My DMs are still open. You can definitely leave a comment and let me know if there's other questions you have, and I'll try to answer it to the best of my ability. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys. See you in the next one.